We are surrounded by a world of fascinating people who all share the same thing in common. And I have the pleasure of sharing their stories. I'm Wanda Ryan, and welcome to my show. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to our show. I'm Wanda Ryan, and today we're welcoming an American rock and roll recording artist from upstate New York, multi-talented. He wears a number of different hats within the entertainment industry. He is certified and relentless when it comes to authenticity and electric. And we're going to be discussing his latest single called Fall from Grace, his Studio of Rock on Radio Wigwam, and so many other amazing things that Frank is up to and what he's been doing. So let's welcome New York's finest, Frank Palangi. Sit back and enjoy the show. Today's show, we have Frank Palangi. Thank you, Frank, for coming.
Hello, I haven't used Skype in a long time. It's rock and roll.
We are going to rock today, and that's an amazing start for our show. Frank, you have been so busy, I can't keep up to you. I thought I was the one that people couldn't, follow, but no, you've topped me with the cherry. And
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Do you reside in New York? Yes.
Yeah, upstate New York. Yep, nowhere near the city.
Excellent. Okay.
I don't like the cities as much. No, it doesn't pay anything either to play there, or it costs you way more money to even go.
Right. So it's kind of, we do have that in here as well in the suburbs. It's like pay to play, and I really totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
So many things to talk about. We have very little time to talk about it with. I'm going to start with your new single, which is called Fall from Grace.
Yeah. Well, I managed to do another music video after a couple of years. So the music video is out. And this song, 2021, we had a house fire. And I was living in a hotel for months. And then I was in an apartment. And in that apartment is where I recorded that song. That song to me it's new to you guys. It's old to me.
Yeah.
I did everything in that apartment. So that literally is a 1-bedroom apartment song, me doing everything down in the mixing and the mastering, the recording, everything. But it's different. It has a different aggression. And I think because of what I went through, you can hear it. It's just different from the other music. It's still similar, it's still in the same world, but it has some extra thing that you could tell I was pissed about.
And you know what? I mean, based on my knowledge and my artistry as well, I find that when you finish that song that's been, sort of in the oven over the last few years based on situations like you're talking about, when was the final moment when you were like, okay, I'm ready to finish this song now?
I remixed it 3 times. I redid the guitars 3 times. I remastered it, I think 3 times. I don't know, it was 3s for some reason with that song. I just got to the point where I thought I could do no more to it. You know what I mean? Now, now it's a little different. I have other ideas. But as an artist, you always do that where you're like, oh, I could have maybe did this, or because time away gives you more perspective and you come back. And a lot of times it helps. But you can't wait forever. You can't keep redoing it. So I was like, that's the essence of the songs there, the feelings there. I'm happy with the mastering because I'm sort of new with mastering. But I've done some local artists and some other projects lately. So I was like, all right, let's do the artwork. Let's do all the steps. Let's do this music video because kind of people asked for it. I didn't really want to do a music video. I like the music video. I usually include a story, more of a story element. But I was like, I literally was pressed for time, and I've been busier than busy this year since the new year. So we made that in a day. Basically, I edited it in I think 8 hours or something like that. And who knows for the future, but it's I've got my hands in many hats, let's say.
Good.
between
Good.
everything.
Bands in town.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Let's talk about that.
I like that. I've been on there for a lot of years, and that's kind of like the official place to see if somebody's playing online or playing out somewhere. And I try to update it as much as I can. Now, they introduced the email list, so everyone that tracks me can also join the email list part. You can either give your email or just kind of join it. And before I was, I had my own mailing list. It was too much to keep up with. So I go, everyone, if you could just join that, and then I will do the post updates on there every once in a while, and then like a monthly thing or something, and we'll go from there. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, so you own this. This is your app. This is your baby that you created.
No, I wish
Oh,
I would be
a millionaire.
exactly. I just use it. I love to use it.
It's really cool, and yes, as a subscriber, you do receive updates, and it's really cool, and
Yeah.
your updates, which is the next thing. Let's talk about the Tulip Festival. Apparently, you are going to be performing live.
I am. I did a little gig this month to Thursday. I don't know when this is going to air, but I'm going to another radio station for an interview and to do some live songs on an FM station. So I have that to kind of prep me for this. It's an every year festival. A lot of people go to it. This year I think it's 2 days. I don't know if it's always 2 days. Um, but I'm going to be on the 518 T-Mobile stage. There's two stages. And I was like, they're like, you come highly recommended. And I was like, I'm glad somebody remembers me from
Oh,
before COVID, because I took 3 years off between. Everyone's like, why'd you take so long? And I go, well, there was COVID. We had a
yeah,
house fire, and
yeah,
I just could not get myself ready. I just did not have enough hours in the physical component. I kind of had to rebuild my health, my
yeah.
voice. Started taking vocal lessons, a lot of things to make sure it doesn't get worse.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so I'm doing an acoustic rock set, and he's like, "Whatever you guys want to do." And I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna be there myself and do an acoustic rock set and just entertain."
Right. Well, I mean, you're sort of like slowly getting yourself back in the game. And then I
Yeah,
guess you could feel the power that what you've released, and what you had to, and that's what we do as entrepreneurs and artists, isn't it? Especially through COVID, you had to like find the happy place, and then
yeah,
you had to keep yourself safe,
yeah,
from yourself, if at all possible.
yep,
And like what you don't, you want to avoid the TV because it's all bad, you know.
yeah.
And
And
you had,
any country TV
it was
news.
terrible. It was really
Yeah.
bad. You know,
I was also I was gonna mention too, I was finishing my Berklee rock guitar degree. So that was a year and a half. That kept me really busy. The assignments were a lot of work. I was playing a lot. So that's why too. I was like, I got to get this to something for on the teaching end because I teach guitar. So I was like, I can't get a full degree and all that. It takes a long time. At least I can have this certification and actually be a rock guitarist. One time somebody came up to me. It was like, you're not a rock guitarist and this and that. I'm like, have you even listened to anything that I do? And I'm
yeah,
sitting there playing live, and I was like, am I playing a rock song right now? So now, guess what? I'm certified.
yeah, you certainly are, my friend. You
Uh,
are. of rock with Radio Wigwam.
Yes. That almost a year. This May will be a year.
It's very cool.
The other DJ, rock DJ, passed away, and he goes, "We're looking for a DJ," and I forgot how he explained it, but it was what I needed at the time. I needed something else to kind of keep me busy because I was still stuck in that apartment and really nothing to do. So I was like, all right, I'll take that on too, because I was interviewing artists during COVID on my Instagram, members of Daughtry and American Idol and The Voice and a lot of different people. I go, maybe I can filter some of those people over, and it's a gateway to meet new musicians. So we've had singer 3 Days Grace, we've had Puddle of Mud, a lot of big names, a lot of small, and it just keeps going.
Amazing. And I was following you, of course, through that journey. It was just amazing because I think at one point, and I don't know for how long it was, but whether you were an A-lister celebrity or you were, somebody that just started writing their own music, everybody was sort of on the same level. That's how
I got started. I gave my CD to a band that I admired. I knew they were signed. I knew they were bigger than me. I knew the history. I knew they were on MTV and all that. I wasn't afraid to go out and just say, I'm a musician, you're a musician. I've made some stuff. Let's talk some. And I want to work with you, or I want to work with, your producer was awesome. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. Don't ever be afraid, because the worst it's going to say, they're going to say, no, or just not answer you. You can't lose something you never had.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm so glad that you have that fierce of a line. And I'll tell you something. When we were, and I can't remember exactly how we met through Radio Wigwam. I can't remember the date or the time.
I think he messaged me saying our show's going to be on Radio Wigwam and stuff. I was like, okay. So I think that was it.
I'm going to give Radio Wigwam a big shout out right now because you know what, they brought two people together here, which is what music does, and so we achieved that amazing importance.
And they're in the UK, you're in Canada, and I'm in USA.
Right?
3 countries.
It's amazing.
That's totally awesome.
I knew that we were going to be a little bit over, so I'm only going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
And there's no pressure at all.
Should I put my hood up for this? And
you might want to go for coffee or.
I'm a water drinker. There's an answer right there.
The swamp water. I love that. Name 3 musicians that you would want to A, write with, B, perform with, and C, hang out with.
Metallica. Easy answer right there. All 3 categories.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've dreamed of them like working on a song together in a studio. Either mine, theirs, somebody else's, whatever.
Have you ever seen them or met them or?
I've seen them twice. My new drummer buddy worked with Greta Van Fleet, and they were on tour with Metallica, and he told me that he had a beer with James one night, and I go, that's the closest that I'm gonna get probably. But the closest I got, I was sitting. They come out through a certain entrance, and I was sitting in the aisle seat right here. So that's the closest as I got as he went on stage. But no, it's impossible to meet him. Oh, quick little story. One of my fans actually was a limo driver.
Yeah.
And played my CD for them when he picked them up once.
Oh, amazing.
And I guess Kurt said, yeah, so pretty good, and I don't think Lars is paying attention. He's Lars.
Yeah. I told you were that fly, right? In the listening. That's great.
I was just like, at least they heard it once in my lifetime.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm assuming that they would be probably when your icons, your heroes in the music industry.
Yeah. A lot of, you could tell the wristbands and the kind of the frontman energy and the way I move and hold my guitar. I know I haven't played out in a while, but all that kind of stuff.
Well, and you've got that polished sort of rock metal going on, and that's what they have. So I'm not surprised. All 3 categories, a little bit, but Metallica, I knew you were going to say that, which is awesome. is something that happened this year that you are very grateful for? 2023.
Being in our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully. Because I
Yeah.
thought about it the other day and I go, this is the first summer that I know we've lived here, I think 4 or 5 years before that happened, but it kind of feels like you moved back in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, this is the first summer where can actually settle in, can
Yeah.
actually maybe rethink some things, so certain things that, we just had to get in, you just had to buy furniture, you had to, you just kind of go through emotion and eventually you're like, well, I needed a chair, so I bought that chair, but I don't really like that chair. You just start to kind of nitpick a little bit of what's your style and get back to living,
Yeah.
I
No, that's
guess.
awesome. And you know what? It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the porch room upstairs. I just set up for some workout stuff, and then we redid my closet, and I was like, this feels a lot better,
Yeah.
than what it was before.
Yeah. And maybe it was because there was a lot of, it was a heavy burden was taken off the shoulders, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
now I can rock and roll. Now, okay, I can maybe,
yeah,
have a little bit more time in my brain now to write another song.
yep.
So that's awesome.
Or horror movie.
Yeah, or horror movie, and that was my next question. What is your favorite horror movie?
Um, Halloween is definitely number one. I mean, I have a lot of other ones, but Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre are pretty
Yeah.
close.
The Texas, but in the Chainsaw Massacre, everybody just dies, right?
Yeah, except for the girl, except for the one
Yeah,
survivor. Yep.
but you just know, like, there's no, I wonder if he's going to be okay, or,
No,
no, they're
everybody's gonna
gone.
die.
They're done. It's just a matter of time.
It's true. Or Halloween, you don't really know. Maybe that guy could live. Maybe
Yeah,
not. But that only like maybe 2 people in those movies live.
yeah,
But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, everybody dies. Same thing with like a Hellraiser or a Jeepers Creepers or something. It's like they're all gonna die.
right. They're all going to die.
Yep. Yep. Same thing with my movies. I kill off everybody.
Yeah. And I do need to check out your movies. It's
Yeah,
another, hat that you wear, which is acting, right? You're an actor.
acting and my first movie I directed released on TV. It's called The Lost Chronicles, and I'm working on movie number 2, which is the reason why I'm so busy this month. And my goal is to top the first one. Limited
Right.
amount of budget, limited amount of stuff at the time. That was another thing. I was filming that movie during our apartment time because I had nothing to do. So I was like, let's be productive and finally make a movie. I want to be that like published author finally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've made movies and fan films since the beginning of YouTube almost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need something original. I need something that's everyone
That's
can see. I know it's not the best film in the world. It's a low budget horror movie. I will say
right.
that, but I don't have $1 million either.
Right.
I also like to see the progression of directors. You know what I mean? All the directors, their first movies aren't very good, but they progress in a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why I like John Carpenter, why I like some of those guys.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs, but it always starts at a point and then it's.
Yeah. Well, I'm very proud that you were able to get through all these things, and I hope that you'll come back and visit.
Yeah, got a lot
Um,
more to talk about.
yeah, and it will be actually probably more on a and just so you know, Fall from Grace is going to be in the April 27th playlist with our Slice of Canada 7th episode. Really excited. And for all the folks and fans and followers all over the world, where can we find you? Where can we find this new single?
Anywhere you can Google search me, or I use Yahoo, so you can Yahoo search me if you want. But just type in my name, any social media sites, you can follow me there. All the music's on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you guys stream and download stuff It's literally everywhere. YouTube too. I always say though, download the music if you like it. Don't just stream it. It helps us a lot. Any artists out there that you like, streaming, it's just like, let's look good for the numbers. Downloading is where you know where your fans are.
Right. And you know
Yeah.
what? For 99 cents a song, and you guys get like 1 or 2 cents out of the whole deal. It's really
Yeah, out of a single, you figure you might get 70 cents, 69 cents or something, and that's why an EP, if somebody downloads a whole EP, it's worth almost $4. So that's cool.
So whoever's listening and watching, please download and support the artists, because you know what, they give us so much love. And thank you, Frank. Palangi.com would be where to go.
Yep, palangi.com. And I used to say, it costs a cup of coffee to download one song. Now it actually costs more than that. So your cup of coffee is going to cost more than the song.
It does,
weird.
actually.
Yeah, it's weird.
You should get a coffee and the song together.
Yeah, there you go. And a donut, and then just sit back and listen to it.
Yeah.
A blueberry glazed donut.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Frank, for coming on. I'm so proud, and I can't wait for the next song to come out when you release it, whatever it is. And congratulations on everything, and having your home back. I'm really happy to hear that too.
Thanks. I got to put myself to work more here.
Exactly.
If that's possible.
Okay, well, we
Thanks,
will
guys.
talk soon.
See you later.